YouTube, how's it going? Gamer James coming at you with another video. This is Nerdy Guy Entertainment. We are continuing on our tier ranker adventure. We are doing tiers. We've done tiers for Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age / Dark Age. Now we're on to the Renaissance, which is arguably the best era of Disney movies. You have the best movies period. You have the best villains. You have the best. Not I was going to say always the best villains, but you have just the best movies that were very multicultural. They were very spread out across the world about where they're located, so on and so forth. Huge disclaimer, real quick: Emperor's New Groove is not considered part of the Renaissance. I don't know why it's put into this. It's a good movie. It's in the post-Renaissance era, but it is not in this list, so this will not be on the list. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into it. The worst movie on this list, and I'm not going to say the worst movie on this list, none of these movies are bad. Okay? These movies are pretty solid. So number 10 is Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's a good movie. It's solid. Quasimodo is a very solid character. They got a good protagonist. It's I think it's like Frollo or Frodo or something like that. Frollo. It's a good movie. Visually, it's amazing. Sound-wise, it's amazing. It's got very good musical numbers. The drawing and depiction of France is very well done, and it teaches a lot of good lessons. A lot of lessons that Disney teaches people is not the greatest. Like it teaches girls from a young age. You need a man to survive, or you need a man to get by and things like that. I think this movie does a lot better at a job of showcasing a lot of dimensions of how people can interact. It's not always about X, Y, or Z. It really shows being comfortable with who you are, and it shows other people being comfortable with you being who you are. I think that's what the real lesson that comes out of this movie. So it's one of my it's a good movie. I haven't seen it as many times as a couple other ones, but for sure it's a good movie. Next one on the list is Tarzan. Tarzan's number 9. Tarzan, I mean, my wife loves this movie. I think it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. I think the music in it's good, but the song doesn't resonate with me. I think I was a little bit older when it came out, so I might not like it as much. But the movie, for sure, is, like I said, not a bad movie by any stretch. Like I said, it's just not I have my ones that I grew up watching, and I mean, you're going to see them in a couple seconds. So I have the ones that I grew up watching, that I gravitate to, and this is just not one of them personally for me. The next one on this list is what did I watch? Okay, yeah, Pocahontas. Pocahontas is number 8. Like I said, all these movies are good. Not one of these movies I could sit here and say there's a bad movie in this bunch. Pocahontas is very good. I'm part Native American, so that resonates with me. I'm big. Totally not. It's Mel Gibson fan. He's one of the voice actors in this. So that's it's definitely one of the better Disney movies of this era. Better movies, period. It's very good. It's very well done. It's a little off the actual historical ones. There's a handful of these that are historical movies about historical characters. Like you'll see Mulan and Hercules. And they're not exactly they're really off the original story, which is not a bad thing. I mean, no one wants to. The original story wouldn't be that entertaining to kids, but they did a lot of these cultural movies. This is one culture. Then you have that's not really culture. Tarzan, jungle, I guess, is a culture. But yeah, this is one of their culture movies, and they had a lot of these good ones in this. So they hit all over the globe. This is America during the colonial age, pre-colonial age, I guess. Next one with me, and I gotta look these over real quick just to make sure, is Rescuers Down Under. This was Australia, so again, they're jumping all over their map. Rescuers Down Under, sequel to the original Rescuers. I think this one's significantly better. You have the story with the Alcatraz. I can't think of his name right now. Very funny story plot with him. You also, I need to scroll this up a little bit, don't I? Yeah, let's just zoom this out. Just one iota. There we go. So you have the plot going on there. You have the plot with Bianca and whatever Bernard about the proposed to her. And then you have the Australian mouse thing, whatever it is. That yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's another mouse thing, and he's like Bernard is like competing with that. You have saving the giant golden eagle, and you have a very good villain. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on with this movie. Um, the next one is The Lion King. I know a lot of people get very mad about this. The Lion King is not my favorite Disney movie. It's not up. It's not up there. I like it. It's good. It's got a lot of good songs. I'll watch it. Like I said, there's a lot of Disney movies that are good. This is definitely a good movie. But when it comes to me ranking the ones that I can go back and watch or that I take into my like adulthood and I watch a lot, Lion King's just not one of them. My wife loves this movie. Like it's a favorite movie by far. To me, I have different ones for different reasons. I like some of the different story arcs and things that they come across. You come across in these. In Lion King, one of the best ones. And here's what's crazy about this movie: it made $900 million in 1994. It's like I said, it's one of the greatest animated movies of all time. It's just not one of the favorites to me. And I love the fact that the live action version, adjusted for inflation, still didn't make more than this movie. I really do enjoy that. So next one, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Um, it's a good movie. Belle has some very good songs in it. She's probably one of my favorite Disney quote princesses. There's a lot of good things in this movie. To me, Beauty and the Beast just is a lot of like teaching lessons. It taught some of the lesser lessons. um, Basically, it teaches. It's supposed to teach you that you're not supposed to judge someone by how they look. But she wouldn't. She didn't marry the guy, and until like someone like the lesson it's trying to teach here. Let's see if I can try to word this a little bit better. Is it's supposed to be like y'all love someone for who they are, not how they look or whatever. But he's kind of liking her for how she looks. Is a better way to put it. And I think more or less it's about like like personality and things like that. But also it kind of contradicts itself because as soon as like someone like cares about it, he turns back into a handsome prince. So it's kind of like contradicting on what the message is, but I'll give it a pass. Still a good movie. Good songs in it. Be Our Guest. What's the one where she's like going through the bonjour, and a Gaston song, pretty good. Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid's number 4. Little Mermaid is I have a thing for redheads. This probably comes from this movie. It's a really good movie. It's got a really good villain. Ursula is probably one of the better villains. I got to comment on something real quick. There are these memes that go around on Facebook that say that like they get onto her because she went to her daddy once she didn't get what she wanted. Listen, she signed a contract, sure, but nowhere in that contract does it say that Ursula can interfere, and she interfered numerously. One with her eels, and two, she interfered by taking Belle's voice and using it against her. So she voided her own contract. There's a lot of people that say that she should have just died or whatever. And she should have she lost her bed and then her daddy comes and saves her or whatever, and she died for no reason. No, she voided her own contract by interfering. Okay, maybe if it's in her contract that she can do that, she didn't sing about it. Sing a whole song about how she gives people a chance to do it, and if it don't, then she collects on the debt they owe. And she interfered horribly, and if she done that in all the other ones, then she's been horribly dishonest about all of it. So as of now, I've never heard a rendition of the song where she explains how she can interfere and whatever. But regardless of that, a lot of good characters. Scuttle's funny. You have Sebastian the Crab is pretty good. They had a live action version they did on oh, what was it? ABC. It was like on stage, or parts of it they performed. They're doing a live action version and they're changing a lot of things, which I'm not a fan of, but it is what it is. I won't get into that on this video. But I really enjoyed Little Mermaid. It's got some of the best songs. It's a really good movie. And I think a lot of people actually my age really do like that movie. I have a new coworker named John. He's like 40, and he loves that movie. It's his favorite Disney movie. Definitely up there for me. Um, Next to me is Hercules. Now, Hercules and the one after that are so close. Hercules is great. I don't. It's probably one of the movies on this list that made the least amount of money, and I don't know why. It's got good voice work. It's got everything. It's got a good villain. It's got good voice work. The animations. It's funny. It's just everything in it, and the songs are in it. A good Zero to Hero, and what's the other one? There's a couple other ones. I Won't Say I'm in Love by Megara. There's a lot of good songs in this, and a lot of good stuff going on in this movie. This is another movie that it's about a historical figure, but it's not quite accurate. I mean, there's a lot of things in this that are not accurate about that, which it does not claim to be historically accurate. So let me just put that disclaimer out there. But very good movie. Very good movie. The main character is funny. The side characters are even funny, like with Hades and Pain and Panic. Megara, her character arc is pretty good. Philatides is played very well by Danny DeVito. There's just Rip Torn plays Zeus. It's very well done. And I don't understand why I didn't make as much. To me, it's one of the better Disney movies like ever. But that's just my opinion. Mulan is number 2. Mulan is a movie that it's so good to me that they finally flipped the script on every other type of Disney movie they've ever had. Every other Disney movie, it's about a girl or a Disney princess wanting someone to come save her. This one is a completely different story arc. Now, I'm not going to get into the live action version. I think the live action version butchered this story. I'm not going to get into why, or too much depth into why, but basically the best way I can sum it up is if you watch Mulan, the animated movie, she had to find a way to compete with the men she was training with without having to put on. She couldn't put on the muscle, so she had to be better. She had to be smarter. This is why the whole using the firework or the explosive to cause an avalanche, take out a whole army, was smart. And they played on those themes in the live action movie, but then it just had her be better and stronger than everything. Like getting the water up the hill, there had to be like a way that she figured out how to do it without being. They pushed in that movie that like a couple grains of rice can move 1,000 pounds. Yet they just make her overpowered, and she's so powerful, and it defeats the purpose of that lesson. And I think the anime movie did a better job of showing that. Not to mention, anime movie's hilarious. Mushu's good, Cricket's good, the horse actually has personality, and the villain's good. It's just a very well done movie. There's not a lot of songs in it. You have like Reflection, and Make a Man Out of You is probably one of my favorite Disney movies. I just love it. It's a good movie, and I really, really enjoy it. And the number one movie to me is Aladdin. I think Aladdin. Remember how I said, if you watched my last video, I said that Disney learned a few things about how they can make money, how they can like put butts in seats and get people to watch their movies. They pulled in for Aladdin, Robin Williams. And Robin Williams drew in a crowd. And he sold that role so well. He did so well with that role that he sold the movie. Now, for me, this is the first animated movie I've ever saw first movie I've ever seen in theaters. So it resonates with me. I think it's very well done. I think the live action version kind of butchered it a little bit. And that's a different movie for a different day. But Aladdin was so good. It was so funny. Kind of goes off the rails a little bit if you think about it. It opens up with this guy who's trying to sell stuff, telling a story, and then it just goes into story, and it never actually goes back to the guy. It just kind of ends. But Robin Williams made that movie. He made that movie so funny, so enjoyable. And people will say like it's part of the script. No, they actually lost out on winning an Academy Award for Best Original Script because he changed so much. He ad-libbed so much that he made the character better and the movie better, but it was not part of the original script, so they missed out on winning Best Original Screenplay. Because they were nominated for that, and then they got disqualified because they learned that he improvised a lot of those lines. So that is my list. Aladdin, like I said, best movie by far. It's got a lot of good characters. Carpet, you have Abu, you have a good villain in Jafar. You have Jasmine, who's gorgeous. You have a lot of good stuff going on in this movie, and I think it's post-apocalyptic. A lot of people think it's like it's like early, like a couple thousand years ago. No, I think it's like a couple thousand years in the future. It's a couple thousand years in the future because of all the there's a lot of reasons to prove that. That's a fan theory. I won't get into that. But here's like how they rank. Number 1 is Aladdin. Number 2 is Mulan. Number 3 is Hercules. And both of these can be interchangeable, depending on my mood. But right now, my mood is Mulan is a little bit better than Hercules. Little Mermaid, The Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Rescuers Down Under, Pocahontas, Tarzan, and then last but not least is Hunchback of Notre Dame. And like I said, the Emperor's New Groove I think should be in this, but it's not technically when you look at the list of post or the Renaissance ones. Every list I've ever seen's had that. It's the first time I've ever seen Emperor's New Groove thrown into this. So that's my video. This is Gamer James. This is Nerdy Guy Entertainment. I want to thank everyone for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You get videos like this all the time. Hit the like button and let me know down below what is your favorite Disney animated movie from the Renaissance era. I think I know most people's answers, but I want to ask you just the same. So this is Gamer James signing out.